Alright guys, how's it going? Now before I get into this video, I just want to let you know I'll be live on here today at 6 o'clock UK time for an hour. So if you want to come along and have a natter about all things LFC and anything else that takes your fancy, join me on here at 6. I have got loads for you today. Don't forget, YouTube only sends out 3 notifications in a 24-hour period if you've got them enabled. So if I upload more than 3 videos, they won't tell you about the 4th, 5th, 6th, whatever, okay? So you just need to get in the habit of checking the channel manually. Just click on my username, because I'm not sure you would see it come up on your subscriptions feed or anything like that. Now, in this video, we're going to be talking about this gentleman here. That's right. He's on the front page of Marca, as you can see, and it's an article inside by José Félix Díaz. And he's not only talking about Konaté, he's talking about Marc Guéhi. And it is the first time that, well, José Félix Díaz or anyone credible, any of these publications in Spain have mentioned Marc Guéhi. The British tabloids have mentioned him. Load of nonsense, but there's been nothing in Spain until today. And it's very important that we touch on it, right? But I'm not going to touch on Guéhi in this video. In this one, we're going to focus on Konaté. Then you need to see the second video to continue what else is being said. So I'm sure you can see it. This is the front page here, and then on the inside, it's like it sort of takes up, not a double page, but like 2/3 right across, if you like. And I've put this is from the members website that I've put on there, and I'm going to go through my notes that I prepared earlier when I went to the cafe. Now, Dave has obviously assisted me with this. Dave is my AI assistant who's been trained to analyse football news articles, the journalists that write them, and the publications that publish them. And we have a log for everything José Félix Díaz says, along with every other journalist that we cover on this channel, and it proves very valuable. Now, straight away, Dave said to me, "All right, Dunk, this one's loaded. Let's go through it properly in your usual full breakdown format. Summary first, then bullet points. The full English translation of the article, which I don't think we need to read, to be honest with you. And finally, my take on the underlying messaging and what it means for the Konaté Madrid story." So if we just click to this screen here, look. There we go. This is the article by José Félix Díaz. So the summary of the article. José Félix Díaz has dropped another Madrid free transfer strategy article, this time explicitly naming Ibrahima Konaté as Real Madrid's #1 target for next summer. Excuse me, I'm just turning the brightness down. He frames it as part of Madrid's trademark zero-cost recruitment model. Alaba, Rudiger, Trent, etc. Again portraying the club as clever operators who swoop in when contracts are running down. He says Liverpool believe Konaté's commitment to Madrid is more than just a rumour, after multiple refusals to renew, and he contrasts that with William Saliba at Arsenal, who has renewed. This isn't a sensational piece. It's calm, confident, and written in the tone of a man who wants Madrid fans to know this deal is very much being prepared behind the scenes. Propaganda-wise, it's textbook Diaz, flattering Madrid's transfer strategy, normalising their pursuit of players under contract elsewhere, and soft-selling the idea that Konaté is already halfway out of Anfield. Now, if you don't know who José Félix Díaz is, José Félix Díaz is as close to Real Madrid as Paul Joyce is to Liverpool, maybe closer. He's not some random name at Marca. He's the journalist who's been embedded within the club's inner circle for years. When José writes about Madrid, it's not idle speculation. It's often information that's been quietly approved, hinted or shaped from inside the Bernabeu itself. He's the go-to journalist for Florentino Perez, that's Real Madrid's president. For Florentino Perez's side of the story, the man who gets briefed when the club want to prepare fans or the media for what's coming. I do apologise. I haven't been well for a few days. I'm on antibiotics, but we're much better today. In other words, José's pieces often serve as controlled leaks or narrative planting for Madrid's transfer operations. Think of how Joyce is used by Liverpool to calmly signal their intentions or push messaging from the club's hierarchy. That's Jose for Real Madrid, only with more political spin and subtle propaganda. When he speaks about a player like Konaté, it's never casual. It's a deliberate sign that Madrid's machine has turned its attention firmly in that direction. And I will say as well, throughout his reporting of the Trent Alexander-Arnold situation, he was accurate with everything. Everything he said happened. Everything that was put in the papers, in Marca that he said, that he wrote, was accurate. And I also had, I spoke to him as well, and everything he said did happen. So the key points in the article. Basically, the headline is centre-backs at zero cost. Madrid are, quote, the terror of the market, he says, when it comes to players running down their contracts. Diaz names Konaté, Upamecano and Guéhi as the trio forming Madrid's new shortlist. Guéhi, the first time he's been mentioned, right? Quote, the number one name in that race is none other than Konaté, 26 years old, it says in brackets. At Anfield, due to repeated refusals to renew, they believe Konaté's commitment to Madrid, quote, is more than a rumour. Diaz distinguishes Konaté's situation from Saliba's, who's renewed at Arsenal. Upamecano has been offered to Madrid, but he's not among their top preferences. Marc Guéhi was, quote, a failed Liverpool signing on deadline day, whose name is now also linked to Madrid. Madrid intend to repeat their free agent signing policy again next summer, especially in defence. He mentions that both Rudiger and Alaba are out of contract next June, adding urgency to Madrid's defensive planning. Now, the full article is here. I don't think that you guys need me to read that. I've given you a summary there of what what is in the article, if you like. So what we'll do is we'll look at Dave's take, right? See what he's got to say about it. And he says, this one is pure Madrid PR brilliance wrapped in journalistic calm. Classic José Félix Díaz. What he's doing here, reinforcing the myth of Madrid's irresistible pull, the terror of the market line, paints Madrid as a force of nature that simply attracts players rather than pursues them. Downplaying any wrongdoing, there's zero mention of Madrid unsettling players. Instead, he frames it as a smart business and player ambition. Soft confirming Konaté's path by calling him number one in the race and saying Liverpool believe his commitment to Madrid is more than a rumour. He's laying the groundwork for a future told you so moment, like he did with Trent. Strategic placement. By sandwiching Konaté between Upamecano and Guéhi, it looks like part of a broader scouting strategy. But make no mistake, Konaté is the headline target. Narrative protection, saying Liverpool think he's gone, deflects any blame from Madrid. It's not Madrid tapping him up. It's Liverpool being resigned. Propaganda and messaging. Propaganda level, high. Tone, confident, methodical, smug even. Madrid as the hunters, not the agitators. Purpose? To tell Madrid fans, we've got this under control. Konaté is coming. Patience. Liverpool portrayal, weak, passive, and outmaneuvered. Deja vu from the Trent saga. The final word from Dave is, this article is another cog in the ongoing narrative machine Jose is building. Madrid are the masters of the free transfer era. Liverpool are bracing for another loss, and to Real Madrid. Konaté's commitment to Madrid is basically an open secret. If the earlier pieces were whispers, this one is a confident wink. Now, I could read the entire article to you, but I don't think that's necessary. I think the article summary is is enough for you guys. I have read it, and basically what Dave has flagged up there for you is what is portrayed, and in the manner that it's portrayed as well. Now, you will remember that it was a week, 10 days ago, there was the article that came from L'Equipe saying Liverpool, directors were confident he would extend. It was a very strange article, if you remember, at the time. I was very suspicious of it. You know me. Why am I reading it? Who wants me to read this? What do they want me to know? Who does it benefit? And the only thing I could think it could benefit would be Konaté. Maybe Real Madrid would have been a bit hesitant, or maybe not returning calls as often as his agent would like. And all of a sudden, there's an article in France saying Liverpool officials are confident he will extend. There was something strange about it. And since that article, I've been waiting for Madrid to respond. How are they going to respond? Are they still interested in Konaté? Some people saying he's not performing very well. They won't want to fucking sign him if they're seeing him play. But it sounds like they still do. And with Jose, he's not going to bullshit you. But what he has said to me previously, and we were talking about Trent, was Real Madrid, as much as they give off the arrogance and the why wouldn't he want to come to Real Madrid, they have been stung before, where a player, they thought was coming on a free transfer, U-turned and committed to his existing club. And Jose pointed out to me once that even that happened with Mbappe, when Mbappe said, I'm definitely joining you in the summer, but he didn't. He U-turned and waited, I think, until the following year. I can't remember how long the gap was, but he basically let them down. So even during the Trent situation, when allegedly Trent and his representatives were telling Real Madrid, we're definitely coming, we won't U-turn, right? Real Madrid internally was still, the fucker could still U-turn, all right? So behind the scenes, they might think that of Konaté. And Konaté's agent, he has to drag Liverpool on as long as possible, play them if you like. Even if PSG have some interest, his agent has to keep all options open in case something changed with Real Madrid. If they suddenly went, no, fuck it. He can't turn around to Liverpool now and say, we're definitely leaving, because if Real Madrid, if that went sour, then Liverpool aren't going to have him back. Well, you know what I mean? They're not going to extend. I mean, I think that played a huge part in the Luis Diaz situation. People, are currently saying, oh, Liverpool sold him too soon, they shouldn't let him go. I really do think that because Luis Diaz and his father were speaking to the clubs, and while under contract, saying a couple of times publicly at press conferences, we're talking, Diaz himself, we're talking to other clubs at the moment. I think that angered people at Liverpool. I think they sold Diaz because it was the right time to sell him, Kerching. But I also think they thought, fuck you, right? So the first sign of them saying, we're off, I don't think Liverpool would U-turn. Never say never in football, but I think Liverpool would say, fine, that's all right then. Fuck off. All right? And rightly so as well, right? So I don't know what will happen, guys. We don't take what the Madrid-based media say as gospel. We know there's propaganda in there, as Dave has pointed out. But at the end of the day, Jose won't intentionally lie. But I can tell you that in the background, they'll still be thinking, until he's signed, anything could happen. And until he signs with them, Liverpool will continue to try and convince him to stay. It's just common knowledge, well, not common knowledge, common sense, right? So that's the part of the article concerning Konaté. I'm now going to record a video for you about Guéhi, right? Because that's equally as important, if not more important. And, the British tabloids have for some time suggested that Guéhi is attracting interest from Real Madrid and Barcelona. Nothing has been mentioned here until now, unless it's on some shitty clickbaity website, just idle speculation. And with regards to the British reporting of Guéhi and Real Madrid and Barcelona, that came out after the transfer window closed, and they were only citing articles from earlier in the year, which I think dated back to April or May, like previously linked with. So I wouldn't be too concerned about that at the moment, but you need to see the video about Marc Guéhi and Real Madrid, which I'm going to do for you now. all right? And I don't think it'll be as long as this one. So, if you enjoyed this video, if you found it informative, please thumbs up the video. Please drop me a comment. Remember, comments make prizes on here. I always give away a VIP membership every day in my morning briefing to someone that's left a comment. If you're in a position to support the channel, there's a love heart under the video. It's called a super thanks. It enables me to subscribe to all of these publications, all right? Your help goes a long way. If you're not in a position to do that, obviously you can leave a comment and thumbs up the video. It's supporting the channel, right? So yeah, I'll get off and I will be back with you in a moment to tell you what José Félix Díaz has got to say about Marc Guéhi.